Hello viewers, this is Marianne from Revealing Light Tarot. I couldn't not come on and read on the latest breaking news around Robert Mueller and his letter to William Barr. Straight after Barr's selective summary or press release, Mueller was on the phone, according to media reports, and having that conversation that Barr was misrepresenting his investigation. During the course of that conversation, they came to an agreement that the redacted Mueller report would be released as soon as possible. I wonder what Robert Mueller has said to William Barr. I want to look at that in this tarot reading. I also want to look at whether or not Barr will eventually be impeached for his actions, because I feel that is where this is heading. Now, we've had a glimpse into this presidency. We can form our own conclusions. We've had a glimmer into, some of the things that have been going on in the last couple of years. For Mueller to make that call to William Barr in the way that he did, and I think he told Barr in those uncertain terms that if he didn't release the report, then it would be leaked. If you remember, at that time we had Mueller's investigators leaking or threatening to leak the information from the investigation to the media. And I do feel that Mueller, in whatever way he did, he's experienced FBI person, head of the FBI director, former director, very accomplished lawyer, and legal counsel, prosecutor. What did he actually say to Barr? What did he say to Barr? So let's have a good look at that. Robert Mueller. Let's see how terse. I'm getting the word terse. What happened in that conversation? What did he say to William Barr that actually, okay, yeah, all right. So two cards have dropped out here. He spoke about the way that Barr had put up an delusion, the smoke screen, which had obscured, and that's the word I'm looking for, obscured the public's perception of the investigation and obscured Mueller's main findings, is what I'm getting. And what was Barr challenged by? This is the... I'm sorry, I'll just get out of that phone call. This is the card of luxury and wealth, self-government. This was the challenge to that. What does that mean? We will have to actually draw another question or some more cards on that Nine of Pentacles as a clarification. But let me bring the laptop down and continue with this reading. What did Mueller say? What went on in that conversation? He spoke about bringing forward the truth, and this is also the Ace of Swords, which is talking about a justice element here. He felt that Barr's obscuring of the Mueller report was not going to serve justice at all. Wow. Now, Donald Trump, the emperor, in the past position. I feel that Mueller talked to Barr about the AG's office, or the AG communicating with the White House and the president. Oh, I'm feeling quite strongly that Mueller was absolutely furious here, and he got right down to the point of it all. He talked about justice not being done for Americans. This is the American family here, and this is also a card, when it's in its inverted form, can also point to cover-ups, so hiding information from the general public. Wow, oh dear. Okay, the money news, trying to hide information around money. We still haven't seen the fully redacted report yet, and I do feel in all my readings around the Mueller report, there are parts that are redacted around the project to build a Trump Tower in Moscow. I feel that he also spoke about the belittling or dampening down the actual breaking, I guess, the times that Trump sought to obstruct justice and why. Okay, so remembering Mueller knows the entire picture here. He handed off those investigations. I do feel he was. I wouldn't. If Mueller can get furious, I feel that he was. He was furious. Yeah, hiding something, minimizing this. There is more information in the report or in those handed off investigations around money here. And this is also keeping something close to the chest. And this is what Barr is still doing. And the environment around misrepresenting past events. And also Barr, the relationship too. There's something in Barr's past here. Something in Barr's past that he's insecure about. Money. This is feeling insecure about money. We're talking about William Barr at this point in time. I'm feeling Mueller really laid his cards on the table in that conversation. Now, Mueller feared that his report and his investigation would be compromised. He understood the pressures. He understood what the last 2 years had been like, trying to keep that investigation going, including Rosenstein oversighting it as well. And I feel there's more to come on that. There's more to come out from Rosenstein. But he was fearing, and this is the hopes and the fears, and he was fearing a compromise, being compromised. And it is around Barr's relationship with the Emperor. That was the outcome, okay? So Mueller spoke to Barr about his, I'm feeling an inappropriate relationship with Donald Trump and the White House. Yep. The partnership or the collaboration. I feel Mueller was extremely terse. Use the word terse, but it could be furious about the way that Barr had collaborated with the White House on the release of his report, and had minimised and ended. There's an ending here as well. It's almost like, in trying to bury Mueller's investigation, Mueller's report, the report on his investigation, Barr sought to end it, and Mueller did not intend for that to happen. Now, Mueller felt extremely restricted and held hostage by Barr's actions. Now, I do feel, and I've read on this before, that had Mueller not made that call, Barr might have just held the line and kept releasing a summary, played out the clock, etc. And that's the question that I'm going to ask here. You can see quite clearly how, I guess, how Mueller laid it on the line to Barr. Now let's have a look. Had he not phoned, had he not intervened, what would have happened? Okay, if Mueller had not phoned Barr, would the Mueller report been buried under that 4-page summary? Okay, and would they just have, delayed and obstructed like they're doing now, and played out the clock here? Okay, so if Mueller had not have phoned, would Barr have released the full report? If Mueller had not have phoned, would he have even had more redactions there? Did Barr fear Mueller, what Mueller was going to do? Did Barr fear Mueller and what Mueller might do? And was that why he brought forward the report and light on the redactions? Had Mueller not phoned, would we have actually even seen what we saw? Okay, all right. The Wheel of Fortune, the clock ticking. I feel that he would have delayed releasing that report, and obviously held back as much as he could. The Star of Hope here, Mueller comes in and provides us with hope, and I do have a feeling that when the dust settles in all of this, we will see who the actual heroes have been. We've got the Queen of Wands. Mueller intended that report to go to Congress. And that's what Barr was trying to prevent, and indeed is still preventing the full report going to Congress. Mueller restored the balance in the situation through his actions and ensured that the truth came forward, even though there is still 12% redacted. So the answer to my question is yes, it would have been buried through as much obstruction as Barr was capable of doing. Had Mueller not made that phone call, and expressed his disappointment here, Barr was forced then to act because we've got an offer then coming forward. Now, Mueller's work is the focus, which is the focus of the now. It's the focus of the present, the legacy that, and the I guess the painstaking work that Mueller did in that investigation is the situation now, and I'm linking quite strongly with the Ace of Swords. The environment around, of course, is the relationship between Barr and the White House, Barr and Trump. Barr being basically Trump's legal counsel here. That's the environment around Mueller's work at this point in time. The hopes and the fears, yeah, absolutely. The fear was that the report would be buried, and I feel that that is a fairly reasonable fear to have. It's not. It is absolutely more than possible. It was actually probable when we look at what's actually going on now. I feel it was probable that the Mueller report, there would have been more games. There would have been more delays. There would have been possibly more heavily redacted. But now we're getting to the point here. I feel that had Barr not done what he did, and I feel he acted out of something that Mueller said, there would have been painful endings for Barr, and I do feel that the outcome of all of this will be impeachment for Barr, because there is a theft and a betrayal aspect to all of this, and a judgment for Barr. What is hidden from our view is disappointment in money. I feel that Barr's appearance back on the scene is that what's hidden from our view is a disappointment in the harvest and a reevaluation, or in order to reach their goals. The Seven of Pentacles is a pentacle suite, which is really around income. So that's what's hidden from our view. This is very, very murky, tricky stuff here. All right, I'm going to ask, I'll give it another shuffle, because I do feel I need to ask, will Barr be impeached or be forced to resign from all of this? I do feel his actions are very much in question. And although he tried to walk that line, I don't feel he's succeeded in that. And I'm talking about bending the law or still he's right now. If he doesn't appear before Congress, if he holds materials back, he's obstructing justice. Okay, so, whatever he was, whatever part of the deal that enabled or that motivated him to do what he has done has actually been a very bad deal with the devil. Okay, so will Barr be removed? Will he be impeached? Will he resign? William Barr, will he be impeached? Will he resign? William Barr, what's likely to happen to William Barr? Now, in all the readings, I have got cards like the Three of Swords for William Barr. Now, we've got the top boss here as the signifying card. This is the AG himself. And what he's challenged by is strength and endurance, which is almost telling me that he will lack the strength to keep that job at the end of the day. The focus of the reading, absolutely. This is the Tower card. This is what's the foundation of the reading, and this is where Barr is at the moment. In the past, we've got the obstacles, the faction fighting, the challenges. This is indeed what he has done in relation to the Mueller report. He's courted, he has set up those conditions. stepped outside of his role here for Trump, is what it's saying, and sought to muddy the waters and obscure the view. He's being judged for that right now. Yep, these cards, I did shuffle copious times. They're coming up again for a reason. Now, in the hopes and fears position is the Emperor. Hopes and fears. He hoped to serve the Emperor. I think that's what that card is saying. And it has something to do with past, Barr's past. This is the Six of Cups, came up again, and it is around money. Okay, and insecurity around money. My goodness me. And here we have what was, it came forward as a challenge in the first reading, the Nine of Pentacles. He basically, Barr needed more money, and what's hidden from our view is, I think this is quite clear. There's going to be an ending for Barr. When I say an ending, I feel that he's either going to be forced to resign, or he'll be impeached, or at the end of the day, you know, he's going to face the Tower card. For this person, he made his decisions around finances, and what's hidden from our view is the Dark Night of the Soul. That's what's coming for William Barr. Now, having said all that, part of our challenge as human beings, yes, we can get the information out. Yes, we can become aware of things that are being hidden from us. Indeed, it's our responsibility to serve justice, to serve the truth, and to stand against democracy dies in darkness, is that saying. But when we start to personalise our feelings toward people, and I'm saying this quite, I feel it's time to say this. Those cards that I pulled for William Barr are, the tarot is almost like it'll come forward with quite dramatic images. When that's translated to what will happen in reality, what that is saying is, yes, William Barr will end up losing his career, what's left of it. He's likely now to face the this Tower moment where things are going to really come, full circle. There's going to be downturns. But do I wish William Barr ill? No. Do I see him as the baddie? No. I see him as a human being that has made incredibly, wrong choices based on potentially based on what he could get out of this in terms of, we measure it as income, money coming in. However, William Barr is like the rest of us. He's no different from you and I. He's failed, and I've failed in my life at various times. I've made poor choices which have led to consequences which which have not been good for me or those around me. So I just wanted to put that message out there because some of the comments coming back on Rosenstein have really been very close to the bone, and sometimes I've had to delete those comments. Just be mindful that when you let your energy descend to that kind of negativity, it becomes very very hard to get out of that. And before I close off this reading, I just want to draw a couple of cards from the Good Tarot deck, and just ask, what do we have to learn from William Barr? Because that's always a good question to ask. We know what we learned from Robert Mueller. We learn courage, and we learn the value of painstaking and thorough work, and we learn the lessons around loyalty. But William Barr, what does he need to teach us? Let's have a look. What does he need to teach us, William Barr? Very, very wrong what he's done. What does William Barr need to teach us? What can we learn from William Barr? What can we learn from William Barr? Okay. Well, you can learn that he's playing his part in New Beginnings for us, and we can learn that his actions have been essentially quite foolish. This is the Fool card here, and that he will be actually judged for those actions. And we're looking at the Three of Pentacles. In some way, that he's highlighting how much the system actually needs to be repaired. The Three of Pentacles is in other decks is when the dark money or the money in politics. Our system here in Australia and your system in the US. And indeed, other democracies has it's broken, and it's broken because of the impact of money in politics. And this is what William Barr. This is the lesson he's teaching us, and also the Magician here, connecting with the Three of Pentacles. This is around when people work, I guess, work their tricks, work their magic, trying to distort reality. Don't underestimate that. The Magician card is always a warning here when we're talking about the Republicans. However, what's mirroring the Ace or the Fool, which is the New Beginnings, is New Beginnings. The clarifier card is that what does William Barr? What do we need to learn from him? He is playing his role in those New Beginnings, and it's around also cleaning up money in politics, and the Nine of Cups around repair. This is the Wish card. It's miracles happening because of Trump, because of the likes of William Barr and Robert Mueller and everyone else, Rod Rosenstein, everyone else has played their role here. James Comey, Andrew McCabe, everyone, the media, you, me, everyone. Because of that, you're going to get your wish. You're going to see your system repaired. And the Two of Pentacles, in relation to the Magician, watch the juggling, watch the manipulation. And I do feel that there is a counsel or a caution there, that in fixing the system, it needs to be fixed so that this magician, this manipulation doesn't occur in the future. And the King of Swords, finally, Barr has highlighted the work of the Mueller report, the value of the Mueller report. So every time he stumbled, every time he made that wrong choice, it just threw the spotlight again onto the Mueller report and onto what we needed to learn from Mueller. So incredible events, really incredible events. All right, I'm going to leave it there, and I'll be back again, to read again. But I just wanted to jump on because I was, absolutely stunned when I saw that breaking news. Thank you very much, viewers.